This was meant to be a period where everything finally clicked. Results were solid, goals started flowing, and we have an injury that might just change everything. So hello there and welcome back to the House of Munkys. I'm going to show you our October and November fixtures. I always feel this is an important time for the team because this is where they sort of gel, integrate, and they've had the pre-season, they've had the matches in August and September, and this is where the team really starts forming a quite strong bond, in my eyes anyway. But yeah, one injury, which I'll show later on, just totally sets us back a bit and has given me a bit of a dilemma that I've got to think about. So just to recap what happened last time, we put friendlies in for Paris Saint-Germain and QPR because there's only 3 games that happened in September because of international breaks. I've had a lot more call-ups this time round, which is lovely. Happy to see a lot of my youth players into the youth teams, so they're people that we're already keeping an eye on, so that is looking great. And then we've got some big fixtures coming up: Arsenal, Brighton, Crystal Palace, 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and then Aston Villa in October. And we're still sitting in 15th, not where I want to be, but we've had 1 win, 2 draws and 2 losses with an equal goal difference, so goals for and goals against, so we're not conceding but we're not scoring. So issues that we're having with the scoring from last season, but we seem to have firmed up our defence even more, which is fantastic. And then in comparison to the teams around us, if we carry on the way we're carrying on, I don't see us being there for much longer. So let's have a look at the squad. I'll just show you. I know we've only played a few games, but everyone seems to have settled in. Few players still wanted, still got quite a lot of squad depth, which I'm really happy with, and Josh and Benjamin Arthur have started a game off the bench as well, so try and bring them into the fold because we brought them later on in the transfer window, but they are definitely people or players, that we should be looking after and maybe giving a few games or matches so that they're ready then to be loaned out in January. That is my thinking with them. Tim Drexler has been solid, so I think he may become a bit of a starter in terms of in defence with Charlie Hughes. Take Fabio off for a little bit, put him on the bench because Tim is putting in some fantastic performances. So that's how they're looking at the moment, and I have changed, but I haven't shown you, I have changed the centre forward role to a centre forward role rather than a target forward, just to try and get more goals because I feel we need the goals. So we played Arsenal and Declan Rice put them at 1-0 up in the in the dying embers of the first half. And Arsenal are always a difficult team to try and play against because they've got such a quality team. But so have we. I feel we've brought some players in that I'm really happy with so far. And I feel they are going to be quite important to this season because I do have a good feeling we're going to be better than 11th. And Louis Leroux gets us our equaliser against Arsenal. And he's been instrumental for last season, keeping us up, so keeping him happy is one of the main priorities as well. And then Cozier DeBerry was another player who was a bit unhappy that he wasn't starting as regularly, so I put him surplus to requirements, give him a few more games, and now he's happy again. So he's put us 2-1 up, and we had that 2-1 win. He gives us the penalty conversion. And Martinez is another player that's impressing me on the wing. He came in from LAFC in January last season, and he has scored quite a lot of goals for us, which I'm really happy with. He is always going to be a starter for me if that continues for us. So I feel that we're quite solid overall in the team. There's probably still a few places to strengthen because our defence is very, very airtight at the moment. Goalkeeper's really good. Strike force. I know we mentioned the strike force in a few episodes ago, but I think I need to seriously look at the strike force perhaps, because Burstow has played a lot of games but not getting any goals, and he's not setting up anybody either, hence why I changed the role of a target forward to a centre forward, and he's still not getting the goals. And I've only got the 2 strikers. I've got Hegebo still as a backup, and then Martinez like 2 in 2 there against Crystal Palace, and we drew 1-1 against Brighton, and it was another 1-1 draw, which seems to be our consistent scoreline at the moment. Can't seem to get away from a 1-1 draw. So we get the lead, we lose the lead, or we lose the lead, and we come on equal terms again. So that was 1-1 with Crystal Palace. And then it was the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and Hegebo putting us 1-0 to the good against Norwich. I was disappointed that we only won this game 1-0, because I thought maybe we might put a few against Norwich who were newly promoted, but it wasn't to be. But it put us through to the next round, which is great. Another good cup run that we can have going on will be great. And Cozier Duberry putting another goal in as well, so he can't just score from penalty spots, he can also score on the wing as well. And that was such a good setup by Rigo, who has been solid for us on the left as well. But like I say, 1-0 leads are a bit of a thing that we would just want to chuck away at the moment. Very, very frustrating having all these 1-1 draws. But like I say, we've got consistent results, so we can build on that. It's the strike force, I feel, is the main component where we're lacking. So it's a bit of a head scratcher of how do we get our boys at the front scoring. Because it's mainly the 3 that we play at the top, the 2 wingers, and then the centre forward on his own. I like the fact that we've got the 3 midfielders and the 4 defenders. I don't want to change the formation. I feel the formation's great. Mentality's in a good place, and our control possession is very good as well, because we just build up slowly. So maybe it's having a bit of a tweak with maybe how we pass, and Ollie Watkins with a super striker's goal there, just running in and headering it past Tickle, and that game was a 1-1 draw as well. So yeah, like I say, it might be a tweak of the how direct we play to get those chances converted. So it was a 0-0 against QPR as a friendly, the 2-1 win against Arsenal, the 1-1 draw against Brighton, 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, 1-0 against Norwich, and the 1-1 against Aston Villa. So we're not losing, but we're not winning. So we're becoming a bit of an undefeated team. But like I say, we're quite consistent there. We just need to get our goals. We just need to get our goals. And I feel I've got a strong starting 11 at the moment, but maybe I should play around with that a little bit. Heading into November, we've got Everton, we've got Brentford, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest. Games that we can win, I feel, because these teams are towards apart from Brentford. We'll have a look now. I feel, Brentford are 7th, but Everton, Nottingham Forest, Fulham are all towards the bottom of the table. So they're games that we should be winning. But we're not doing too bad. I mean, we got two wins, 5 draws, 2 losses, drawn the most out of the league, and we've still got that consistent goal scoring and goal conceding record. So we're like one of the lowest in terms of conceding, but we just need to get those goals. That's what I feel we need to focus on. So I probably need a bit of help there. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I feel like I need to change these goal scorers to actual goal scoring machines without hindering my defence, because I feel we're set up perfectly in defence. Drexler and Hughes have formed such a strong partnership. I don't want to, and even Lice Baum and Q playing in the back 4 as well. I feel they've solidified their starting positions for me. This is such a good back 4 that I've got, and I'll probably need to give them contracts at some point. And Peck and Engels as well in central midfield are playing absolutely brilliantly. McDonald's doing a good job in defensive midfield, and so has Ada when he's come on as well. Wesley Ada, who I bought from Werder Bremen, but maybe it's somewhere that I want to shore up as well, the defensive midfielder, because both aren't like standout names or superstar names, but it depends. If we can stay in this league again, get the money coming in, we'll have a look at spending a bit more than 11 million like I did this season. And yeah, everyone, like I say, is coming in and doing an excellent job for us so far. So I'm really happy with the squad depth, how it all looks. Like I say, we've got Josh and Benjamin who have played a few more games and they've done a superb job as well. So hopefully they can go out on loan, get some more experience, and they'll be coming back stronger than ever. Like I say, Mason Burstow, 11 games, 2 goals, but the 2 goals have come in the Carabao Cup, so he hasn't scored a league goal yet. So hopefully we can turn his fortunes around. He must be feeling very low at the moment. I mean, he hasn't been prolific in his goal scoring. I mean, last season 31 games, 4 goals. He's just, yeah, we need to get that changed. Look, we need to get him into a goal scoring. He's got good stats, that's the thing. He's a good player, he's got good stats. And I've got James Wilson. Do I recall him? A mumming and ahhing. He's scoring for Hearts, he's playing in the Conference League, still 21 years of age, and he's getting caps. So do I pull the plug on his loan, bring him in, and maybe he's our answer for our lack of goals? I hate pulling people from their loans, but it all depends. But this is how November then ended for us as well, with the goal highlights. Everton with a penalty, a soft conceded penalty, which I get frustrated to, and that's the only goal they get, which is fortunate. But yeah, a 1-0 loss to Everton wasn't the way that we wanted to start November. And then we played Brentford, and a good goal from them to put them 1-0 up. But as always, with all the previous games that I've shown so far, 1 goal just doesn't cut it for us at the moment. We do get one back. And then it was a 1-1 draw against these guys as well. So, like I say, in Hegebo, I brought on at this point, and he took it off Rico Henry. He ran all the field, and then he just neatly slots it past the goalkeeper. I loved that goal. It impressed me so much that I started him in the Fulham game then, which comes up next. I changed the team completely, so I kind of played my B team, and look at this, he scores another goal, puts us 1-0 up, 2 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, maybe I've just been playing the wrong striker all this time. And yeah, he's got his 2 goals in 2 games, which is great. And then I saw Pert Harris playing for Fulham. I was like, oh wow, okay, we're playing against the next team member there, so we really do need to win this game and pile the pressure on them, because they are sitting 19th in the league. And yes, without a doubt, it was another goal for us. Lovely chip over the goalkeeper from Origo, getting his score tally even bigger, because he's already scored a few goals for us, and he's been a decent loan from Benfica. Like I say, I changed the whole team around, and we seem to be getting a better result. So nearly got a second goal there for Hegebo. And we actually scored more than 1 goal for those eagle-eyed viewers. Look, 2 there. Absolutely proud of that we've scored more than 1 goal. Maybe this is the team that we play with for the rest of the season. I doubt it. I like the squad rotations, and like they all have their individual strengths. And yeah, Hegebo again, look at that. That's 3 goals, well, 4 goals that we've seen in the highlights so far, but it's making me think I should be starting him over Burstow, I think, for the moment in time, because he is putting his chances away. And look at that, 3-0. And we weren't done there. 22 minutes in and we grab our 4th goal. Benjamin Arthur coming in from the back, doing a Hansen, and putting us 4-0 up. 22 minutes. I knew it wouldn't last though, because Fulham do grab a goal back. actually grab 2 goals back, and then we do score another goal. But it was good to see the fact that we weren't just winning 1-0, or we weren't just drawing 1-1. It was the first time we've let more than 1 goal in as well. So the fact that we outscored them by 3 goals is still impressive for me. I don't mind that we let 2 goals in there. I think we're allowing that because we've had a few clean sheets and a few 1-goal defeats anyway, so it was fine. And Kevin's always been a thorn in our side. Every time we play Fulham, it's always Kevin that seems to be there in the thick of it, getting Fulham what they need. Maybe I should have a look at him and add him to my team. Seems to always be involved. Look, Kevin again. I don't know what Tickle was doing, but that was an absolute shambles of a goalkeeping decision. It happens though, doesn't it? It absolutely happens. Cannot complain because he's just made the wrong decision, that's all. And Philogene gets a very good goal here, I think. One of his trademark. I'm going to curl this one. And he's been excellent since we signed him from Ipswich last season. Love that goal. And we won 5-2. And then we played Nottingham Forest next. And Philogene with the opener. Absolutely love a goal like that. Cuts back inside. Bottom right corner. 1-0. We win this game as well. I did... when we was playing it, if you've seen another episode where we were 2-0 to the good against Nottingham Forest and then they pulled it back 2-2, when I was 2-0 up against these guys again, I was a bit worried that they might come back into the game. They're like a bit of a bogey team for me, where I think, 2 goals isn't enough. But again, it's another game where I've put Hegebo at top, and he hasn't scored because unfortunately this win came at a cost. He got injured in the second half, so yeah, it's a hard one to take. We got 2 goals, more than 1 goal, but we've lost one of our backup strikers, who I was putting on as a striker normally. Towards the later part of the games here, I was putting him as a starter, so that's a bit of a big blow for us. But we are in winning ways, which is good to see. That 1-0 loss against Everton, 1-1 draw against Brentford. We played Bayern Munich in a friendly and we beat them 1-0, which was impressive, and it was televised as well because they are such a big German team. Loved the fact that we were 1-0. Probably wouldn't happen in real life, but that's fine. And then we played Fulham 5-2. Absolutely decimated them. And then the 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest. So if we can keep turning those results around, I don't see why we can't potentially be challenging for European playoff spots. But yeah, like I say, Une Hegebo is injured, and I will show you how long he is injured for. We're losing him for 6 to 7 weeks, which is a massive blow. So I need to kind of think about how the team, do I bring in a youth player, do I make Kozia Duberry a backup striker there, because he can play in that position. He's known for being a good striker on the predictions. When the media predicted, they actually put him up top for our team. And then Mason Burstow, I just got to get him firing, otherwise the 6 to 7 weeks are going to feel very long, especially with the December January lineup. There's a lot of games coming. So do I look to the youth? Do I recall James Wilson at the beginning of January? There's a lot of conundrums and questions that I'll have to ask myself, but I don't want to bring back James. I want to keep him out, getting that experience, but these youth players just aren't at the level that I need either. So do I just bring him in just to give a bit of a rest to Burstow? Same with Koza Duberry. Do I use him and then maybe have a look at a very young player there? But yeah, these are things I'm going to have a look at. I could rotate them in a way. It'd be interesting to see. But yes, bit of a sticky one for us, unfortunately. So that 2-0 win came at a cost of one of our leading scorers at the moment, because he has found form and has put us into a really good position on the table. So 4 wins, 6 draws, 3 losses, and our goal difference is climbing because of those big wins against Nottingham Forest and Fulham. 5 goals, that's where we should be. So it's a bit of a shame that we've lost a bit of momentum with that striker injury, but we shall have a look at how we can fix that and how we come back fighting. And it's Leeds, Bournemouth and Fulham that are at the bottom of the table, so as much as we don't want to be there, I want to be towards the top end, but it's going to be quite difficult with just the one striker that just doesn't seem to be bagging anything at the moment. And we've got the most draws in the league still. So like I say, consistency is going to be key, and can we keep continuing to win more than a goal will be the other question as well. I'm trying to find it now. I was pipped for the Chelsea job as well. I was quite surprised with that. So someone must be thinking somewhere that I'm doing a really good job with Preston. So it wasn't that long ago, but I can't seem to find it because I was quite shocked. It probably isn't in my inbox actually, because it was on the news rather than me being emailed about the job. But that's it. I think I should actually show you the fixture schedule for December. Yeah, there we go. So we've got quite congested month there in December. Bournemouth, Newcastle, Birmingham in the quarterfinal, Spurs, West Ham, Leeds and Man City. So some tough games with a star striker or a leading goal scoring striker out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get my head around that one. But I'm sure we'll be fine, because I think there's players that can come in and help. But thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay cheeky.